Yo, you'll have to excuse me, I haven't practiced in a while. Okay, so today's going to be a short video. I don't know where to look, a screen or... Okay, yeah, so today's going to be a short video about veganism. I'm vegan, and I've been vegan for a couple of years now. I actually tried for the first time when I was, I don't know, about 10 years ago. I was a teenager, and I didn't know how to do it, so I gave up after about 7 months, I'd say. So I lasted 7 months, but it was difficult because I felt, I don't know, it was weird. I wasn't getting the right nutrition, and it was just because I completely didn't do my research. I jumped into it, and I was really ignorant about nutrition at the time. But the last couple of years have been really easy because I know a little bit better, the kind of things I need to include in my diet. So the reason I'm vegan is because I was on holiday. I was in Africa, and we were given the opportunity to butcher our own chicken, and so I decided not to do it, but my friend went ahead and they had a go, and it was just very unpleasant. It was very unpleasant. They couldn't really finish the job, and the poor thing was running around in a great deal of distress. So it kind of hit home to me, and this is, I don't know how old I was at the time, maybe 18, 17, 18, but even before that, I love this song. Anyway, even before that, I kind of knew it was wrong. But seeing that in person, seeing the animal trying to run away, fighting for its life, and us snuffing its life out, it just didn't sit right. So that's how it was. It was just a gut feeling. That's why I did it. I had the sense that I don't need to kill animals to survive. And if it was any different, if I needed to, then of course, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the fact is, we really don't. We don't need to do it. And in fact, it kind of has some really negative consequences. So a great deal of pollution is caused by rearing animals for the meat industry, and it's also become something that's far too available. So in the past, I think meat was more of a something you have on a special occasion, and now it's just meat every meal. It's become just a really cheap commodity, and I don't think life of any kind should be cheap. And it's not cheap to produce in terms of the negative externalities or the effects it has on the planet. So it really shouldn't be something that's so abundantly consumed. And I'm going to link some stuff as well in terms of the damage it does to the environment, and then also for those people who are concerned about protein. You get plenty of protein in a vegan or vegetarian diet. Personally, I get a little protein from soy products, so like tofu. But even if you don't like that, there's hemp protein, and then even I eat all kinds of nuts as well. So almonds, macadamia nuts, walnuts, and all kinds of pulses in general, so beans as well, so kidney beans, broad beans, fava beans, cannellini beans, black beans, you name it. There's chickpeas as well. There's all kinds of seeds and nuts and beans that you can eat. They get you plenty of protein. So just give you an example of what I have for breakfast. My breakfast is a big chunk of tofu, some mushrooms. So what else do I have? Mushrooms, tofu, sweet potato, and also some kale and some spinach. So I just have that on a plate, and that's my breakfast. And I have it with almond milk, but sometimes I have hazelnut milk or soy milk as well. And then for lunch, I have brown rice with some with a curry made from beans. I mix all kinds of beans together, put a bit of spice in the curry, and and that's my lunch. Sometimes I mix it up. Sometimes I have some kind of pasta dish or something else, And for dinner, it's normally oatmeal with oats with different nuts in there. So I normally put almonds and walnuts in there, also raisins. And what else do I eat? And then I have some veg on like as a side dish as well. It won't just be the oats. I have some veg with it. So the kinds of veg I normally have are broccoli, asparagus, just some greens, And in terms of fruit, all kinds of fruit really, but the mainstays are banana and oranges. So they're the fruits that I always have. And I'm just, I'm not saying this is the perfect diet. I have snacks in between meals as well. I'm not saying it's a perfect diet, but it's fine. I never feel like I'm not energized enough. I never feel too tired. I actually feel more energized than when I was eating. I ate mostly a chicken and fish sort of diet before. And I actually feel more energized now. I kind of noticed that I'm doing less digestion, so that tires me out less. I just think it's something that I thought I'd share. My reasons for doing it. So I do actually think a lot of people feel the same way in terms of hurting animals and stuff. It's not something, or taking life in order when you kind of feel it's unnecessary. I think lots of people are just in denial, and also there's the they feel it but they're in denial, and then also the fact that everybody else seems to be doing it can kind of keep you in that kind of motion. It kind of it just seems like society is pushing you in that direction, so you keep on going, rather than stopping to make a decision based on your own beliefs. And I think it is perpetuated by adverts and all kinds of stuff. And so what I'd like to say is it's not easy in the beginning until you do your research. That's why the first time when I was a teenager I gave up after 7 months. But now, having researched it and having come up with my own recipes and routines, it's just so easy. So there's no reason for me to not do it, and I don't feel like I'm missing out in any way. I'm also going to link some athletes as well who are vegans or vegetarians and who are getting great results. What else? I've also heard the argument that plants are also alive, so I don't really care about killing plants. But you're going to have to, the amount of plant material you get through just to feed the animals that you eat is kind of ridiculous. So it's the lesser of two evils if you look at it that way. But I'd go further than that. The way I see it is that plants, I don't want to eat anything that doesn't have grace. And when I say grace, I mean a plant isn't trying to run away when I pluck it or pick it. To me that's grace. Otherwise they might have evolved legs to run away or teeth to bite you. Whereas animals, they clearly do not want to be eaten. They're running the other way, So to me, that shows a lack of grace, and because of that, I don't want to eat them. I don't want to eat anything that's fighting for its life, So I call it grace. I reckon plants are graceful. They're not trying to run for their lives or whatever. It doesn't. So I don't buy the argument that hey, plants are also alive. Why don't Yeah, they're alive, but it's totally different than a pig squealing as it's being slaughtered, or cows and that, and it's a completely different thing for me. I look at it as different. So maybe that's a way to rationalize it, but it sits right. It sits right with me, and everyone thinks differently, I guess. But I wouldn't compare the two things. I wouldn't compare, you know, consuming plants as being, oh, it's bad for the plant. The plant doesn't give a fuck as far as I can tell, whereas the animal does, you know. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, you have to excuse my piano playing as well. I haven't practiced in a while, but just to finish this off with a quick jam. Yeah, till next time. Oh, also, Nujabes t-shirt. Nujabes, one of my favourite producers, you know, hailing from Japan. Rest in beats. Been looking for decent Nujabes t-shirts for a long time. Off the official label website, Hideout Productions, they always seem to be sold out. So, yeah, I eventually found a decent one on eBay. So, you know, I'm repping Nujabes right now. Alright, till next time, bye.